morning. How are you today? Welcome to a new program. Welcome to program number or class number 1179. Counting this class, we have 22 classes left and then we're finished. But in any case, today, what are we going to do today? As always, we're going to do productive things for you. For me, yes. Yeah. I make money doing this, so it's productive for me as well. But I have allergy today. Hay fever. Hay fever. Fiebre de leno. Yes. It's a type of allergy that affects you sneeze a lot and your eyes are itchy. Your eyes itch. Te pasa a ti, no? Your eyes are itchy and things and, I'm suffering. I need your consolation, vuestro consuelo y consolación. I need it. But in any case, Pedro Almodóvar, I remember, had a movie called All About My Mother. Okay. But today I'm not going to talk about my mother. I'm going to talk all about my uncle, my mother's younger brother. Hasta rima. Brother. My mother's younger brother. My mother was born in San Antonio, Texas in December 1921. 104 years ago, almost. Yes. And she was the second of 3 children. Her older brother, Robert, was only 11 months older. Se separaron 11 meses nada más. Pobre mamá, mi abuela. And her younger brother, the subject of my conversation today, was only 13 months younger than my mother. So we have my older uncle, 11 months later my mother, and 13 months later my younger uncle. So it's like a churrería. 3 children. Now, my mother's older brother, Robert, was bossy. Typical of an older brother, bossy. A perfectionist, Mr. Perfect. Bossy means mandon. Boss is jefe. Bossy, mandon. And perfect, he was perfect. Everything. Academics, sports, handsome, yes. And my mother, of course, was under the influence of a perfect brother. And her younger brother, Jack, was imperfect. But when he was a teenager, he was the most handsome person I have ever seen in my life. I've seen photographs of, and I prefer women, not men. But I saw this picture of my uncle. I said, ¿será posible? I mean, is it possible for a person to be handsome? And he was very rebellious. He was a rebellious kid. En inglés decimos rebelioso. Claro, la palabra rebelde in Spanish is a noun and an adjective. Soy un rebelde. Yes. Soy rebelde in mi forma de ser. In the first case, it's a noun. In the second case, an adjective. No seas tan rebelde. In English, don't be so rebellious. No seas un rebelde en esto. Don't be a rebel. Don't be rebellious. And my younger uncle, okay, my mother's younger brother was very rebellious. And he was always fighting with his father, my maternal grandfather. They were always fighting, clashing. So much so, tanto así, so much so, tan mucho tan, so much so that my uncle always kept a packed suitcase under his bed. Packed. So una maleta hecha, preparada para escapar. Parece de casa. Under his bed. So when he had a fight with his father, he simply disappeared for 1 week, 2 weeks. He always came back, but he was very rebellious. And one summer, when he was 17, my grandfather and grandmother made a decision to send him to a camp, campamento de verano, to a summer camp in Corpus Christi, Texas, 2 hours southeast of San Antonio, to the coast, to the Texas coast, Costa del Golfo de Mexico, Corpus Christi. At the time, Corpus Christi had a population of about 100,000 people. Important city, important port city, Corpus Christi. And he went to the camp. He was 17. Now, in the camp, there was a several camp counselors. But one of them, una de las monitoras, aquí se dice monitora, o monitor, de un campamento de verano. Ahí decimos consejeros o counselors. One of the counselors was a girl, and she was 23. She was 2.5 years older than Jack. And she became infatuated with him. Infatuada, que significa caprichada, with him. He was 2.5 years younger than her, but she fell in love with him. And her mother was the manager of the camp. And the mother fell in love with him too. Madre e hija, caprichadas, las dos. And they created an encerrona. As you say in Spanish, encerrona. 6 months later, he was married. He got married. My younger uncle, Jack, got married at the age of 17 years and 11 months. Just before turning 18, he got married. Can you believe it? And his wife was 20 years old, or 21, when they got married. And so, 20. And so, but he was lucky. He was lucky because 2 or 3 months later, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. And the United States entered the Second World War. And immediately my uncle volunteered for our Navy Air Corps, Cuerpo Aéreo Naval, the Navy Air Corps. And he was sent to the Pacific, Nueva Guinea, to New Guinea. All right. And there in the South Pacific, he spent 3 years. All right. Then when he came back to Texas, married, he needed to find a job. And he found a job working in the fields around San Antonio. Working in the fields for a company called Boss, B-O-S-S, Boss. Irrigation. Ahora, irrigación in Spanish is different than in English. In English, irrigación is riego agrícola. Aparatos de riego agrícola, maquinaria. And so he started working in that. For 25 years, he worked in the company, and he moved up to the general manager of the company. And then he left the company and started his own company. Cross B, La Cruz B. Cruz y una B. Because his second last name was Crosby, like Bing Crosby. And he said Cross, como Cruz, B, Crosby was the name of the company. And he had his own private plane. A Cessna 195. And he flew around Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, Sonora, Chihuahua, in Mexico, providing service for irrigation equipment all over, and he made a lot of money. And finally, he was married. He never had children. He and his wife never had children. And they separated physically, not emotionally. And my uncle lived just outside of San Antonio in the warehouse. Warehouse is the word we use for almacén, cuando es un edificio aparte. We say warehouse. Almacén, si parte de una fábrica, is storage area, zona de almacenaje, storage area. When he had a big warehouse for all of the irrigation equipment, and he lived there. And his wife lived in the city of San Antonio, in the house. Every morning, my uncle drove to have breakfast with his wife. And then he drove back to work. And he had a ranch, 40 acres. No, 100 acres, 100 acres, claro, 40 hectáreas. And so he had a ranch with, yes. And there he had 4 cars. He had 4 cars. He had a Cadillac. Un Cadillac, ¿te suena, no? See, a Cadillac. He had a Mercedes-Benz. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? He had a, what do you call it? Volkswagen Golf. And he had a dune buggy. Dune buggy are these little cars para las dunas, con barra de protección. You've seen these things. He had a dune buggy. So he had his toys. Because my uncle didn't have a youth. My uncle didn't have an adolescence. He was constantly fighting with his father, and then he was married, and then 3 years in the South Pacific fighting the Japanese. So my uncle didn't have a youth. No tuvo una juventud. But when he was 60 years old, yes, with his toys, yeah. And his land, he rented the land for war games, juegos de guerra, en su tierra, in his land. He had about 4 horses and 10 cows. But when the war games came, he brought the horses and cows to the warehouse, and they played what called paintball on his land. So he made money renting his land for war games and things. And that's a story of, it's a very brief story of my younger uncle. I can tell the story of my older uncle, which is very interesting too. Another day maybe. And the story of my mother, all about my mother, all about my uncle, etc., etc. And my father, myself, my sister, my paternal grandfather, my maternal grandfather, everybody. There's so many stories I could talk for another 1,179 programs. But I'm not going to do it. But in any case, expressions, my friend. Expressions, page 190. At the top. Not at the bottom, nor in the middle, but at the top. A people person. Una persona, gente. Una gente persona. A people person. Se usa mucho esta expresión. We use this a lot. A people person is una persona con don de gentes. Que puede. I'm a people person. Although, away from the lights, I'm very shy. I'm very shy. I'm a reserved person. Lo sabes, ¿no? Persona reservada. She knows I'm a reserved person. But I'm also a people person when it's convenient or necessary to be a people person. I like people, but I like solitude even more. All right. Ay, con esta alergia. This allergy, a people person. Number 2, a picture. Aquí dice, una foto pinta 1000 palabras. Se dice aquí una foto vale por 1000 palabras, algo así, ¿no? Pues en inglés americano también. A picture is worth. Yo nunca he visto en mi vida paints. A picture is worth 1,000 words. I don't agree. Una imagen vale más que 1,000 palabras, vale. I don't agree. I think that's a gross exaggeration. A song, something you hear, can be worth 1,000 words. But something you see, no. It's not worth 1,000 words. Of course, if the teacher gives you the assignment, for Monday, bring a composition, find a picture, and write a composition about what you see. Ooh, in that case, I would probably look at El Jardín de Delicias de Jerónimo el Bosco. And look at that, and wow, okay, that can write 1,000 words, okay? But otherwise, I don't agree that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Do you agree? What do you think? Is a picture worth 1,000 words? A pie in the sky, una tarta, un pastel en el cielo, castillos en el aire, pura ilusión. It's a pie in the sky. Pie. Escrito pie, pero es, claro, tarta, bizcocho, it's a cake. Cake. Pastel is pie. I don't like pie. And I don't like cake. I don't like sweets. And I don't like pastry. Pastelería, I don't like pastry. And but the expression, a pie in the sky, castillo en el aire, castillos en el aire. We also say castles in the air, a castle in the air. We say the same thing. A castle in the air, a pie in the sky. A castle in the air, no in the sky, and a pie in the sky. Castillos en el aire y pastel en el cielo. Okay. A pie in the sky. And finally, a piece of cake. Hablando de cake. Hablando del rey de Roma. Cake. All right. Kaki. Cake. A piece of cake. Un trozo de tarta. Means pan comido. English. English is a piece of cake. Se dice tanto que no decimos piece of cake. Decimos piece of cake. Pizza. Como la torre de Quinclea de Pisa. A piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. English is a piece of cake. Teaching on television. Come on, it's a piece of cake. It's true, it's very easy. It's very easy to teach on television. Other teachers come here and tighten up and get all nervous. I don't know why. I mean, it's only a camera, Marta. No muerde. La cámara no muerde. The camera doesn't bite. The camera is inanimate, dumb. Es una cámara un poco inteligente, ¿verdad? All it does is record. So there's nothing to be afraid of. I don't understand why so many of my teachers get nervous in front of the camera. Yeah. Besides, I have books. I have these books to help me. Yeah. And Mother Wit. Mother Wit is la madre ocurrencia to help me. So no problem. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. Yeah. Okay. We have finished another page. How much time do we have left, Marta? Oh, we still have a little bit of time. Me pica la nariz. But not because of the pollen in the air. The pollen, el pollen. Pollen. All right. I've suffered springtime allergy, hay fever, all my life. Since I was a little boy. And when I came to Spain, I was shocked because it was twice as bad. Twice as bad. When the springtime came, around May 10th, and the gramíneas began to come out, I couldn't believe it. In Spain, it was much worse than in Texas and in Oklahoma. Much worse. And for many, many years, but starting about 6 or 7 years ago, it began to decline. I think with old age, I'm starting to finally gain some antibodies or something, some type of protection. Or my body chemistry is changing. Something's changing. Because I'm suffering a little bit, and my eyes, they itch, but not as much as before. Not as much as I used to suffer. Ooh, I used to suffer a lot. Okay, gain fluency, page 100, the fourth paragraph. Paragraph 924. The person talking here is la esposa, the wife. And she's a bit irritated with her husband. My husband is working hard. Trabajando duro. My husband is working hard to grow a handsome beer belly. He seems to be proud of it and shows it off to anyone who drops by. He says, look at this beer gut. Aren't you impressed? Okay. This is a true story. I know a married couple in which the husband was proud of his beer belly. Okay. My husband is working hard to grow a handsome means guapo, handsome. Se suele usar para hombres, no para mujeres. Guapura masculina o guapeza masculina. We say handsome. También decimos para dividendos que recibes de una actividad empresarial. We say handsome dividends. Y también de forma figurada. Si haces eso, pagará guapos dividendos. Handsome dividends. But a handsome beer belly es una barriga cervecera, pero muy guapo, guapa. Está trabajando duro para crecer una barriga cervecera. My husband is working hard to grow a handsome beer belly. He seems proud of it. Parece orgulloso de ello. He seems proud of it. Y lo farda. And he shows it off to anyone who drops by. To drop by, cualquiera que se deje caer por aquí de visita. To drop by, or to drop in. To drop by means nos visita de paso. To drop by. To drop in es se deja caer. Hola, acá estoy. Tienes una cerveza. Yeah, a beer belly. So, my husband is working hard to grow, to develop a handsome, wow, qué guapo, a handsome beer belly. Yeah. He seems to be proud. He seems to be proud of it and shows it off, mira, to anyone who drops by. He says, look at my beer gut. Otra forma. Panza, barriga, vientre. There are many words, okay? But for beer, lo que es panza cervecera o barriga cervecera, there are two words. Beer belly, belly. And beer gut. Gut son tripas. Y si lo dices en plural, guts son agallas. No tienes agallas, no tienes valor. You don't have the guts. The guts. You don't have the guts. Hablar con el jefe, bueno, habla con el jefe. No tienes agallas. You don't have the guts to talk to the boss. You don't agree with the boss. Well, talk to him. You don't have the guts. Now, belly, de hecho, botón de panza es belly button. And belly button is el ombligo. El ombligo is belly button. La danza del vientre is the belly dancing. Belly. A belly ache es una forma de decir, me duele la tripa. I have a belly ache. Yes. Yes. Go jump in a lake and come up with a belly ache. Vete a tomar viento fresco. Una forma suave de mandar a alguien a freír espárragos. Vete a tomar viento fresco. Vete a saltar un lago. Go jump in a lake. Y sal con dolor de tripa. Go jump in a lake and come up with a belly ache. All right. But here we're saying a beer belly. Beer de cerveza. and a beer gut. They mean the same thing. Two ways to say panza o barriga cervecera. Sancho Panza sería Sancho Belly. All right, my husband is working hard to grow, hacer crecer, a handsome, precioso, a handsome beer belly. He seems to be, parece estar orgulloso de ello. He seems to be proud of it. He seems to be proud of it and shows it off. To show off is fardar, presumir, mostrando. Mira mi casa tan bonita. Mira mi barriga. Aquí soy. Yeah. And he shows it off to anyone who drops by. He says, dos puntos, look at this beer gut. Aren't you impressed? ¿No estás impresionado? Aren't you impressed? Well, I'll come back with more tomorrow.